Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
So, Sam, you heard this stuff about Hastings' video?
Oh, come on, man. We did
I
we did a
was
whole fucking episode on it.
I was literally talking to someone about it this morning.
Oh, come on, man.
Because
Someone that hadn't heard of it?
You should tell the whole.
Yeah.
I half told the story, but I told him on New Year's. And then
you told me, and then I was telling
You had the
Cameron
other
James
story
this morning.
But you had another story of
The Schuster story.
Yeah,
Jonathan
yeah.
Schuster. Is this the podcast, by the way?
Yeah.
it is. All right. So Jonathan Schuster, I hope he doesn't mind me telling this. He went to send his girlfriend a picture of his penis, and I assume
Full respect.
I assume, the man with the shirt off and a bucket hat.
Yeah, dog.
Anyway,
Not going to apologise for knowing how to live.
and I think he said something quite sexual about her vagina, and it was like quite sexy stuff, and accidentally sent it to the last message in his phone, which was his sister in Spain, which is pretty bad. So her sister got a message saying, thinking about your pussy, and her brother's penis, and then but then Schuster, like in a stroke of genius, just started sending like messages after message, just sent like 40 messages, and then was like, don't scroll up, don't scroll up, don't scroll up, don't scroll up. You've been in that situation.
No, I'm saying it's a good fucking idea.
Oh yeah. And then he rang his sister's husband, and he was like, can you go in and delete the photo of my penis off your wife / my sister's phone? And then he said he's never been closer to the husband than he is now.
Maybe that's what will happen between Tom Orr and I. Maybe that's the future.
That's what
here.
you should have done. But because I retold the story to someone this morning, and I peppered it with, his response was, you still can't get a gig or something.
That's not true.
So I turned it into a beautiful little stand-up bit.
It's gonna be.
We're all working on stand-up. It's about it, all right?
It's gonna be great now because now everyone knows. Now it's entered the weird half-life where other comics Chinese whisper like different bits at the end.
Yeah.
Where it's like, then like Tom Orr was weirdly cool with it.
Yeah.
If he could, like,
and then
get in on
he
it.
fucked Tom Orr.
Yeah, exactly.
The video in 6 months' time, did you hear that Hastings sent someone a video of him jacking off onto Tom Orr's face? That's that's the end point of this.
But can you imagine if it's funny? I love Tom Orr, but it's funny that he runs like it could have.
Yeah,
but he's actually
well. The
pretty
reason
good
he was in my
person.
recent contacts is because I just booked a gig.
Yeah, totally. But it's actually lucky you sent it to him in terms of everyone that's in comedy.
Yeah,
like he just
totally.
Imagine if you sent it to like a new open mic.
If I sent it to any
you'd met
woman
at a
in
gig.
comedy, like if I sent it to a woman, it would just be game over. I reckon.
You'd have to quit. This podcast would be so much better because you'd be out of the game.
Oh, dog.
It'd be cool if you
that was
kept
a joke.
doing the podcast though.
Yeah.
Out of comedy, but you would just like bitterly rant it. Like when me and Rose like, Pup Getty's coming up, and you're like, I used to enjoy.
And I'm like, the Me Too era has ruined comedy.
But you two,
you just become Jamie Kilstein.
You two would have to be like, you'd have to kick him off the podcast. I love that you just mentioned Jamie Kilstein.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It was
It'll be-
Hastings' idol up until a point.
When I was like 21, 22, I was a big Jamie Kilstein fan.
I did some gigs with him, and
Paige
this is
told
a
me about a few of
consensus
them.
that everyone had. We spoke
Worst
about
comic
that.
of all time.
No, but like whatever he was accused of doing, he did. That's what That's what I think.
That's your hot take.
Yeah, but but everyone
Him
has
too.
that kind of take. Him too.
Him
But
too.
he was doing like Me Too stuff
Heaps
in
of
his
it.
set, and I
Heaps
was
and
like,
heaps of it.
you have to pick a team here, and you're not on that
Yeah.
team. Like you're on the other team now. You need to be doing
Apparently 8 tickets were sold for his show, and that's why it got cancelled. Like the
8.
store
Where at
one.
the Comedy Store?
Yeah, apparently he only sold like 8 tickets.
Now I don't know if you guys know much, but there's a lot more seats in that room.
I wouldn't know.
300.
I've never been in there. I wouldn't know.
Oh, how'd your gig go on Tuesday?
Yeah, good man. Thanks.
Yeah, cool.
It's
Yeah.
not good content. I just,
No, you got
but
some-
yeah, it was good.
you
It
got
was
some
good.
laughs?
Yeah, I got some bloody laughs up there finally.
Lou
Were
told me
people
you
up
were
the back
okay.
being like, this guy sent a fucking
Who
video of
told
him
you I did
jerking off
okay?
on
Yeah,
someone's
she was
face?
staying with me. Sorry, I missed that, Rose.
What's said with the comics out the back being like, this guy sent a fucking video
Oh,
of him
yeah,
jerking
yeah.
off on someone's face.
I should have told Lou who was staying with me that.
Sure, dog.
Yeah. It's such a great story.
It's all exposed.
Imagine if you did it as a festival show and at the end you played the video.
Yeah.
That's what I said. That's
Yeah.
exactly
Really?
what I
Suggested that I do
It
that.
seems like you would have to do so many content warnings.
Yeah.
Before you come in, you were going to see something that you probably should never see.
I don't know. I saw King Baby. There was some pretty rank stuff in
Yeah,
there.
that was pretty
I
rough.
don't think Tom Walker sent a video of him coming on someone's face.
Oh, was there someone else in the video?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
it
see,
was
I
me.
just-
It
I
was
just
from
got-
his
No.
point of view.
I just got told you were jacking
It was
off.
me jerking off into a girl's face. It's way cooler that way.
The life you live, I just don't understand.
No one does.
I don't understand. Like,
Well, you've never sent a video of yourself jacking off into a girl's face into Tom Moore? You've never...
yeah, I've never done that.
This whole podcast is just like an anthropological study into this guy.
Yeah. Oh, it's yeah.
Yeah.
What,
So we've got a transgendered
what is wrong
woman,
with
but this
Hastings?
guy's more interesting.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's more of an indictment against you, but that's...
In
know.
20,000 years, when the aliens come and take over, they'll make you like the new folk hero.
yeah.
You know how,
Oh, yeah.
All the nerds now are like comic book heroes and the fucking Greek gods of
Yeah,
the 20th
yeah,
century.
yeah.
And in the 41st century, there'll be like statues of you and your erect penis with
Holding-
your, with your special magical rectangle that
holding a copy of the game. As well.
Well, Hastings has been reading.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
I ran
yeah,
into
yeah,
you.
yeah.
You said you were reading it on public transport. One
Yeah.
of the most insane things. You looking the way you look.
Yeah, you look like the guy who would read
Yeah,
the
and
game.
you're like, I'm doing it ironically, but no, you
I'm
can't.
not doing it ironic.
You're
I'm doing
sailing
it for
too
a
close to
reason.
the
What,
wind.
are you like sitting there like really like loudly like going like scoffing at it?
Imagine.
No, he's got a notepad next to him writing things
Yeah,
down.
I'm almost
I was,
certain
He's
that's
just
accurate.
drawing stick figures of him with a huge boner.
He's almost definitely
It
doing
says
that.
here, message Tom Orr, me jacking up. Okay, fantastic.
Well, yeah, I had a meeting yesterday morning with Alfie Canuck, who's going to be the celebrant at my wedding. And
Oh,
we were
is
talking
he the
about
wedding celebrant?
yeah, that's his job. So he's going to be the celebrant at my wedding, and we were doing talking about like what secular readings we could use, and he basically said it's up to you guys. So today, Yvette and I were talking about different things, different poets we like or whatever. And then I remembered I had the game, and I read out a segment of the game, and I
No,
think it might be perfect. I
What
think
is
it's
it?
This is a bit.
Oh, it's like it's the step-by-step
Don't-
process. It's like
Do not-
isolate, separate, make physical contact, display value.
Do not, like, you're too far gone, but do not ruin that poor girl's life.
Yeah. Oh, I think
Don't
he
ruin
already
her,
has.
her wedding by reading out the game
really
in the
has.
ceremony.
I was talking to my housemate this morning. We had a fun idea for a character.
Yeah,
A Polynesian poly person.
that's funny.
Yeah, that's funny. And they're
Polynesian.
Yeah, and they're like, oh,
And
I've
their
just
name
got
is
so
Polly
many
as well.
partners, bro.
That's pretty good.
As if that's not real funny. I'm Polly and I'm Polly.
Hey, we all laughed.
All right, I got a gig after this. That's
Yeah, do that.
Do you want me to do that?
Yeah, do that in the heart of
Also
Redfern and be like, here's my hot new racial character.
Also, you could have totally thrown your housemate under the bus
Yeah.
and named who it is.
Well, it's not the one you would think it is.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
You have another housemate?
I have two
I
housemates.
thought it was just you and Tom.
No, there's another one. A third.
A non-comedian.
A non-comedian.
They don't even count as a fucking put. No,
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Put your shirt on and get out of here.
I don't like saying on the
Does everyone know
podcast.
that listens? I assume there's regular listeners. They would know that you don't wear a shirt.
Oh, yeah, it comes up.
It comes up.
Yeah, of course, because it's insane.
And also, he sits there and takes
It's
photos.
really hot.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's,
It is hot. It's hot, like, because I was just at the beach and it's way cooler, and to the point where I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt.
Yeah.
As soon as you get
And now
into
you
the
regret
West,
that.
This is
You
boring.
can take your
but-
shirt off, too.
Do you want me to take my? I'll take my shirt. No, I'm not taking my shirt.
You take
Please
your shirt
keep
off,
your shirt
Hastings
on,
will
I
put
know.
his back on, I think. Yeah.
But it's always 10 degrees warmer in the inner west. There you go. That's a fun little weather fact.
We've been
There
talking
you go.
about branching out into different kinds of podcasts. Maybe
Yeah,
a
weather
one would
podcast
be
could
A
be
weather
a good one.
podcast.
Yeah,
would
we're
be
so
great.
sick of our own podcast that
I fucking hate it.
But
Yeah.
this is the issue I had with your podcast. It was hard to find a movie.
There's,
Speaking of
which
which,
is insane.
there's so many fucking movies.
There's
Tom.
not. I googled it and they were like all done. You've done them all.
We've
What
done
about-
all the main ones. There's like hundreds of
Throw a
them.
name at me.
American Pie 2.
Cruel Intentions.
Oh, you hadn't done American Pie. I would have done American Pie too.
You didn't need to bring it up. You brought up this fucking movie.
And this movie fucking. And can I be honest? I haven't seen it for 8 years. I reckon.
It is.
I can't believe you've seen it in the first place.
Yeah, look, it was an interesting time.
so you didn't
Interested
watch
in
it to
pants.
prepare?
No, and I was just talking to someone about this before, and they frowned upon that. But I've got the plot in front of
Because
me.
we fucking had to subject
Yeah,
ourselves to
Yeah.
that.
We all
Two
spent
fucking
Sunday
hours.
morning.
Yeah, but you can't ask the guest to prepare for your podcast.
I was.
Yes, that's the whole point of
Oh,
having
is
a
it?
guest
Oh,
on.
okay, right.
Yeah.
I
So
was.
that you can contribute
No, you
riffs
come
and
in
bits
and
about.
I just- and
It's
I
not
just-
just all talking about Hastings coming on girls' face. That's about 85%.
Yeah,
of
well,
it.
I've got that stuff covered, and then
Yeah.
I can talk a little bit about the movie.
I was
the film.
hoping for a tight 85 minutes. This thing goes for 2 fucking hours.
Yeah,
man.
that's
It's
not.
brutal.
Can I just jump off the balcony quickly? Is that okay?
Sure.
I can see. Two
We should
hours.
instead of
Before we do get into it, though, should we talk about Andy yesterday?
Yeah, but I just want to end this by saying Sam, your Everly spot is now cancelled.
What?
After this, you have to watch Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants in this room by yourself and take notes, and we'll re-record it.
Can I actually say one thing? I thought we were watching the film.
No!
I
Today.
wondered if that was
because, and then Koshin just told me. I was talking to him, and he's like, "No, you watch it before you get here." And I was like,
Past
"Oh,
guest
well."
being Koshin, very well prepared, very funny on the
Rose,
podcast.
when you sent me a message, you were like, "It only takes an hour," and I'm like, "I reckon it's a 2-hour movie for sure."
it was 2 hours.
It was
It was
2
two very long hours.
That's 3 hours of my fucking Sunday. That's so long.
Oh, so you watched it today?
Yeah, I watched it this morning.
We all watched it this morning.
I watched it in segments
No.
because I went to my friend Hannah's house last night. Hannah, listener of the pod, and we
Hannah.
we got a little bit stoned, and then
Damn, that's cool, dog.
somebody else got a little bit stoned yesterday as well.
Weed was it?
It was weed that she found in a half-smoked joint on the table at the back of her house.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's pretty rank, dog.
That's pathetic. Oh, I've got a story for you.
Yeah.
So you came to my house on New Year's Eve.
That I did.
And you bought a friend, and then one of those friends has gone on a date.
So I've heard. Yeah, I've been
They
getting updates from
Isn't that crazy?
yeah.
Who's going on a date? You got to give some...
So my friend Rummy, one of
Okay.
my oldest friends, and then...
He's
I
going
thought-
on a date with a friend that Rose brought to your
Yeah,
party.
but I don't think you knew her.
No, I had met her on the way there.
But isn't that
It
cool?
was like a friend of a friend.
Yeah, and we didn't sleep, and then he went that day, New Year's Day, on a date with her to the beach.
Jesus.
And she hadn't been drinking or anything, and he was trying to pretend like he wasn't high on drugs. And she's like, "Let's just go out the back at Bronte." And he said there was a point he thought he was going to die, like he was blacking out and seeing double, all in the name of love.
But apparently it's going very well.
Yeah, well, he said he went on another date with her last night.
Yeah.
But look, so you and I are responsible for that.
We are. We
Damn,
bring
dog.
people together.
That's sick. I
We're
love
Cupid.
love.
You love love?
I love love.
You love love so much that you try to love heaps of people.
You got a lot of love to give, brother.
You're overflowing
There's
with it.
plenty to
In
go
fact,
around.
yeah. You've got so much of it, it spills out onto people's faces.
Some say,
then
Jeff,
videos
it's
are recorded.
Too much. I think there's too
Yeah.
much love.
Yeah, maybe a little too much. love
Yucky
to
is
give.
a word I've heard someone throw
No
around before.
such thing.
So how about yesterday?
Well, how was the rest of your the rest of your guys' nights?
It was fine.
What'd you do? How much longer did you stay? at your
Can I
house?
just
Maybe
to
2 or
catch
3
up? You
hours.
guys were all hanging out at your wife's
Birthday.
wedding? No, birthday.
My wife's wedding would have been to me, and that was more
Sure,
than
but
a year ago.
if she's poly as well,
Yeah,
could she
she's
get
a
married
Polynesian
again?
person.
Oh, Jamie Kirk, you're so hot, but I need to fuck someone else today.
What's Hastings up to?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how'd you get? How much longer did you guys stay out?
I was probably out till 7:30.
Oh, I would have left at like
In the
6:30,
morning.
right?
No.
Oh, you
okay.
left earlier.
We started at 12. You left at
Oh,
It
about,
was
maybe.
full daylight.
You left at about 4:30.
No.
Yeah.
No, I got there after that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I remember I woke up.
Anyway, this isn't
This is
the logistics
logistics,
part
isn't
isn't
it? Right.
important.
It's
The-
like,
what-
is there-
the
yeah.
important
It's
is what
also
happened.
for someone who takes so much pride in constantly being like, Kirk, I stay out later than you. For some reason, a fucking
I think it's
20-year-old
weird.
man still tethered
It's
to the
weird.
concept of bedtime.
No,
It's
that's
like-
it's because
great.
you go
It's
home
like-
at 5:30 for some reason. You
What,
like
during
stop
the
Yeah, when
day?
you start drinking at 11 in the
Oh,
morning.
totally. Yeah, time's just a concept.
But
Doesn't
Jamie
matter.
only
It's a
day
flat
drinks.
circle.
Jamie
Yes,
never
that's what I've
late
been
night
telling
drinks.
people.
He's only day drinking.
Oh, that's good though. You get more sleep because I wake up early
Yeah.
as a rule.
I don't like
but
it.
I'll just go to sleep when everyone else does. So I just sleep. I should go to sleep at 5:30 every day
Yeah.
because I wake at 6.
I just love an idea. Yeah, you're a 28-year-old man that's still obsessed with bedtime in a city that offers no late night options. Where you're like, I win. I was out till 4. I've just been drinking Jamba Juice for the last 2 hours.
Guys, guys, I love drugs. I stay out late.
You're
I'm
just
a cool
a cool
guy.
dude.
I'm
You
a
are a
cool
cool
guy.
dude.
But
I'm
you love,
edgy.
but you love drugs so much that yesterday.
I love.
you couldn't
Yesterday,
stay
I
out
may have
late.
loved drugs a little too much.
Yeah, you went.
What did you take?
So okay,
Let's
so
talk
what-
about this.
Charlie McCann.
Gentle Charles
I
McCann,
okay, I
former
messaged
guest.
Charlie and said, "Are you coming? If you're coming, can you please bring some of that weed butter you brought the other time?"
That sweet Mary
Because one
Jane.
time he bought.
Which to be
Well,
fair
let's
is like
describe it. It's a
you-
Tupperware.
it looks like snot.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a Tupperware tin full of loose snot, essentially.
yeah.
Oh no, I
And
had
you're
some of that the other
But
day.
you're
at
supposed to
Papagetti's.
bake it
The
into a
snot
cake,
stuff.
and he's just got like this slimer
Yeah.
in a
He
fucking.
had-
Got to find a way to
Tupperware.
laugh somehow.
He
At
handed
Papagetti's, am I right,
Oh
Taunton?
hell yeah! High five. It was a good gig that night. But anyway, yeah, he handed it.
So patronizing.
No, you did good. No, it was a nice effort.
Look, no, it was a great gig. Everyone's very funny in comedy. Anyway, he handed,
No one's bad.
He handed me a plastic tub and he was like, "Do you want some?" And I was like, "You know when you have no idea how to consume something." I had no
Yeah.
idea what to do
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it, and he's like, "Just stick your hand in it. And I'm like, that can't be right. This is it looks like lacquer or something.
Yeah.
And I was like going to drink it. And he's like, you won't be able to drink it. And I was like, so
It's
anyway.
very thick. It's
So
like
I
it's
started
peanut
licking.
butter.
I tried to lick it out of the
Ah,
container.
that's disgusting, Sam.
And I didn't get high either.
Yeah. So what I did was because I had it for the first time a couple of weeks ago after the last cactus juice that Jamie's going to be running.
R.I.P.
After that, yeah. After that, he showed me how much to take, and you just scoop it out with your fingers. And so I told him to bring some to these drinks yesterday.
I demanded.
I did. I
Demanded.
texted him. I was like, "You're coming, right? Make sure you bring the fucking whatever."
Why did he owe you?
He doesn't. I just wanted some.
Oh, okay. You're just a demanding.
Yeah,
person.
you're just a rude drug
You're
addict.
just used to getting everything you want.
No, it's that's sort
Living
of-
beyond your means.
Me and Charlie have a special friendship. We have a
Oh,
special
where you take and
relationship.
take and take.
Where there's a give and take of.
I'm pretty accustomed to that friendship
Yeah.
with Hastings as well.
There's a give and take of marijuana on both sides between us, and I think that's
I
positive
believe
and healthy.
Hastings was on record last week being like, next Wednesday I owe you like 7 beers and I'm going to buy you a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah,
On
that's not
Saturday,
happening.
He showed up and he was like, that's not happening anymore. And then still was like, can I have a cigarette, dog?
Dog. But I know what
Yeah.
you mean. Sometimes you get caught up in the idea of giving someone something and it feels really good and you get all those positive endorphins. From and then,
It's really having your
and then
cake
if
and
you
eat it
haven't,
too.
if you haven't got it, like
Yeah.
that's why you need to do it when you have the thought.
Yeah, yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah.
if you don't, you won't do it because you've already gotten the
Yeah.
fix and then you're like, I'm just
Yeah.
losing now by
Yeah,
buying
absolutely.
And now you look like you can't keep a promise.
Yeah.
something. Oh,
Yeah,
hell
that's
yeah.
true. I will get you cigarettes just next paycheck.
Oh, paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah,
Hell
yeah. I'm not,
Provided that you get there.
I'm not in a fiscally secure position.
Who is? Who would want to be?
Anyway, so I demanded Charlie bring this fucking butter.
You were like, my good friend, bring the fucking butter, Charlie.
I made him bring this butter, and I misremembered what's the appropriate dosage. I remember scooping a fair bit out of the tub and being like pretty good and having like a nice high. I also hadn't eaten all day. I'd been drinking for a few hours at this stage. About 40 minutes later, I get the real, I might have fucked up here.
I could
might
see
have-
your eyes getting increasingly red, and you just look
What?
so out of it.
Were you sitting down like
I was
in the
just sitting
corner?
there. I was just sitting, chatting with people, very calm, very in the sun. It was quite nice.
Okay, that sounds okay.
Yeah, and then I had this real. I've made a mistake. I've consumed.
Oh, no.
I started to get that feeling of like, oh, I might have
God,
taken too much.
It's one of those
whatever.
scary things when
It's a
you
scary
get
feeling.
to that because you're like you can't back out.
Yeah.
When you take a wrong turn, you're like, oh no, I've done something wrong. You can turn around.
Yeah.
You're just got to ride it
I'm
out.
just done. It's
You're just
in
like, well,
me.
this is me for a while now.
Yeah. So then I saw someone else who was there got some, and he asked Charlie how much he should have, and I saw the amount Charlie told him to have, and I reckon it was 1/8 to 1/10 of the amount that I'd had.
Oh shit.
So I'd had
Okay.
yeah.
So you fucked up, but at least you did a shit ton more than
No, I
everyone
fucked
else.
up
Yeah.
by having.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I
Fuck
fucked
yeah,
up because
dude.
I had a shit ton more. I done
Also,
way
like
too,
poor
way-
Charlie would be like, you just did so much of my weed,
Yeah.
butter.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad
you're-
about that.
Yeah, like you've taken so much off this guy.
Yeah.
He could have used that for another week, maybe.
Yeah. I feel bad. I don't feel good about it, Torrance.
I thought you were still kind of bragging. The way you're talking about it's kind of like a brag.
Everything's subtly a brag.
I
Yeah.
don't feel good about this at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so I've had 10 times the recommended dose or whatever it is. I've had it way too much.
Yeah. Okay.
And,
sure.
and I was already starting to freak. I said, that really fucking... I'm like, I've killed myself here. I'm sorry.
Did you actually think you were going to die?
I had to keep repeating to myself that no one's ever died of it. Like, it's one of the... I
Yeah.
was like that, like, I don't know what's
But
going to
if it was like
happen.
acid, though, you'd be like,
Oh, yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to die.
It was
I'm
real.
gonna
I don't know
die.
what I'm going to do.
I've got to tell my 5 wives I'm going to die. Anyway,
I
sorry.
thought I could write it out.
No
at
one's
the
died
pub.
from acid either.
After about 20 minutes having it's just getting worse and worse and worse for me, higher and higher and higher. I just have to order this Uber. I live a kilometre away from the pub we were at. I
It was
live
that
so
bad
close.
you couldn't walk.
There was not even. I couldn't get to the bathroom. Like I tried getting to the
Oh
bathroom.
my
it took me
God.
ages. Like I couldn't.
And you guys are teasing him at this point?
No.
No,
I'm
no
not
one,
saying-
no
I'm
one
just
really
sitting there-
knew what was going on.
Were you
I
in
knew
a
that-
conversation?
I
No,
knew
I
he
was
was
just sitting
stoned
there
because I could see how
silently.
red his
I
eyes
knew
were.
he'd gone
But
kind of out of it because he was you were full on squiresing.
Yeah.
Which is,
Oh, the-
I mean, our
Just
friend
go
Ben
silent.
Squires
The
has a little
silent.
bit and then just sits there and is like quiet.
Yeah,
which
I
is
would've
much more unusual for
Yeah, I
Hastings.
don't really-
But I would have, because you're normally so loud.
Yeah.
yeah.
I would have been like, something's wrong. Something's
Yeah.
very, very
Something's
wrong.
gone
If he's
wrong
not
here.
just talking in my
I think
ear
there were
about
enough
blah, blah,
people
blah.
that like everyone's kind of chatting and you're not focusing on him.
I think a few times I turned to Charlie and said, "Yeah, I think I fucked this up," and he was just like, "You'll be fine."
Yeah, you'd be all right,
Charlie,
man.
but Charlie
yeah.
also would not care.
Yeah.
Like he's so not like he was like, oh, Hastings OD dead. He'd be like, oh, yeah. Whatever. Do you want to get stoned? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So I get in the Uber and it probably would have been 4 minutes in the Uber. It feels like I'm in the Uber for like my sense of time is all.
Would you chat to the Uber driver about anything?
I was trying not to. Like I was sitting there being like, I'm good, man. Yeah, just got, like eyes ahead. Like I'm sweating so much. Like,
I was on the road, dude. You're just like, covered in sweat.
I'm
Don't look
so
at me.
much. Like, I'm starting to sweat through my clothes.
Can we get the aircon on, please?
It's real bad. I'm freaking out.
You walk in, I've overdosed on marijuana, sir. Drive forward.
Why is this taking so long? Yeah, for 15 seconds. I get out of the Uber at the front of my house. I throw up on the street.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Would I have been able to see that? I left the house earlier.
Maybe, man. Like it was on my building. Like it was just right.
Oh
just
my
fucking
God.
threw
Oh,
up.
man, I walked past
Threw
that
up
like
my
a few
building.
hours ago.
I went upstairs. Yvette was just on the couch. Go, hey, you didn't do the dish. Like trying to, and I was like, I'm graining out. I
And you
can't
were
talk.
Like, do not mention dishes.
I was like,
We are so far past dishes.
I said, I'm greening out. I can't talk. And I just lie down. I passed out for 3 hours. I got up about 3 hours later. I was better. Like I wasn't freaking out anymore.
You're still high.
But I
when
was
you
still
wake
way
up,
too
yeah.
high. Like I couldn't function.
It's
still.
so funny to get super high on weed. Like that's the funniest thing ever.
It's hasn't happened to me in years.
Well, yeah, but like
it's-
I remember it happened to me once when I was 18 or 19, properly greened
Yeah,
out and
yeah.
like projectile.
Yeah,
vomiting.
you vomit and shit.
Couldn't talk, couldn't say a word, couldn't walk. But since then, my only kind of interaction with weed is you smoke a joint now and again, you feel a bit high.
I smoked weed every day for 2 years, and this never happened.
I greened out. I didn't vomit. I think I got lucky, but like I definitely greened out. But I think it was like the third time I smoked weed or something, like third or fourth.
Yeah,
and every
it's
time
weird.
I'd done it before that, like I hadn't really done much, so it didn't really get me that high. And then I went to this like dreggy house with a friend, and they just had a huge bowl full of just like no spin in it. It was just all green, and they were passing a bong around, and I'd never done a bong before.
you get stoned instantly.
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm stoned.
But I just had in
That's
my
why
head.
I like them.
I was also already kind of drunk, and I just had in my head like, oh, I'm really good at this. Like I don't get really high.
Oh,
So I had like
no.
fucking like 2 or 3 cones or whatever,
Yeah.
and then they had this
And
thing.
you were already drunk. And
And then they had this thing called Lachlan, which was like a skull with a motorcycle helmet that had this gigantic cone piece, and then like 4.
Oh.
He's describing a bomb.
Yeah, it was
so
like
she's.
like
helps
4
me a lot.
things, and then they did that. So me and these 3 other people had to go on that, and then it just flicked, and I was like, "Oh no!" And time slowed down.
Yeah.
But then it would like speed up really quick, and then it slowed down again. And then my mum called me, and that was the most difficult
don't
conversation I've
answer
ever had in
the
my
phone.
life.
Yeah,
I did. I don't know why.
Can I say this podcast is so cool because we've just been talking about the stories of smoking too much
Smoking weed,
Wait-
dog.
Wait till the next segment. Fucking.
Oh, yeah.
We fucking.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's worse than that normally. It's normally like, how you feel today? Like, oh, fuck, I did too much MDMA last
Yeah,
night.
there's a lot of that.
I did, on New Year's where you were with me, Rosie, there was
Yes.
so much like people just being, it turned into a very druggy party.
But it was like pretty chill.
It was so chill, but everyone was kind of like, a lot of conversations with people would come up to me and they're like, just like clutching their face.
Yeah.
They're like, how you feeling? You doing all right? I was like, I don't think this is fun at all. Everyone's just kind
man.
of drinking water, being like, yeah,
Best night ever.
this is what a
I don't know,
party.
I had
What a
some-
party.
I had some really good emotional chats with Jared McGowan. It was good.
Well, Jared was the one that would keep coming up to me being like, how you doing, Chief? You getting through it? Like, what do you mean getting through it? And then after he's like, best party I've been to in a while.
He did keep saying that. He did keep saying that.
Yeah, and I'm the loser.
Welcome to We'll Just Tell Your Mother We Ate It All, podcast about teen sex movies. We got a beautiful guest here, Sam Taunton. Sam, how
What
you
was
doing?
all of that before?
That's called
What?
the preamble.
Oh, the preamble.
Yeah.
That was all great
Oh, we
stuff.
try and make sure it goes as long as possible.
So does-
Hang on,
Will
we
that
haven't
go to-
introduced ourselves for a while. We should do that too.
Will
Yeah.
that go to air?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, August there.
That was all content,
Everything.
baby.
Yeah.
My
It's all
mum's listening
We were
at
all
home
trying
right now.
very hard to be
Yeah.
funny. in this
Oh,
last one.
okay. I thought let's just start now though, because that was
Yeah, that was.
no,
Yeah,
that
let's
was
get
well,
rid
that
of
was all pretty good. I'm on board with that. Sorry, I'm just googling the plot of the movie.
I'm so fucking
you're
mad.
So we've got a special guest, MTV's Sam Taunton.
Thank you so much for watching MTV.
Yeah.
You do watch, right?
Yeah, I watch all your viral clips.
Yeah.
I like to see what my friends are up to.
The viral clips.
Torn doesn't even do drugs. He's just legally obligated to pretend he does as per his
Yeah.
MTV contract.
No, I did a TV. I did.
No, I do drugs.
I did a tweet once, and I was like, "I'm going to take drugs at Splendor," and they made me delete it.
Really?
But I told
Like
them,
MTV did.
I told them I did, but didn't, and they never knew.
I told them I did,
I've-
but didn't.
I've
but
seen
then
like an
didn't.
Instagram story
Drugs.
from you that's just like, I've taken MDMA.
Yeah, I got in trouble off a few people for that actually.
Of us?
You know, not a few, but my auntie messaged me And then
a few people.
someone
right.
that produces my comedy shows was like, "You got to take that. You can't have that up." So yeah. Anyway,
Sam-
but I'm trying to rebrand to a druggy guy.
Well,
Yeah.
What's the difference between Sydney and Melbourne comedy?
Oh. Well, if you must know, everyone in Melbourne is gay. Did you know that?
I thought so.
That's crazy, isn't it?
They keep coming down here, and I was like, I don't want to say it, but maybe.
Yeah, I know. It is crazy, but that's the thing.
Do
that
I
you
have to
don't
move
realize.
there?
You need to get down there because
Oh,
I
right.
was gay when I was there.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I came back up
Sydney's
here and-
going real straight right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
They're on a real straight kick.
No, that's a joke. There is not enough gay comedians.
Yeah, I think you're going to say there are no gay comedians.
No,
in
there
Melbourne.
are
no
no
gay
gay
comedians.
comedians.
There's not really many.
Joel Creasy's faking it.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Reece Nicholson really upped it by
Oh,
moving
Reece
down
is
there.
down there. Oh yeah, Tom's down there as well.
Tom Ballard.
Yeah.
Did he move back?
I thought he
There you
lived
go.
in Sydney.
No, he moved back to Melbourne. I think. There's
I
not,
haven't seen
maybe
him
there's not
around.
even many in general. I don't think.
Hmm.
People talk about diversity in comedy.
Oh man, there's like fucking 6 trans comics in all of Australia.
Yeah.
Is that a lot or not many? I don't
Yeah,
know
is
what
that
doesn't
a lot?
sound
It
like.
doesn't sound like many.
It doesn't.
But
sound
I don't
like
know how many
but
people are
it's-
trans.
It's
Like,
almost terrifyingly too high.
Oh.
6 trans comics in Australia. That's 6 too many.
Is that
No,
so?
because
That's
I just don't
low.
want I don't want competition for Rose.
But
I
how
want her
many-
to
Oh, bless.
ascend
But Rose,
to the
Yeah.
heights.
how many? What is the percentage of trans people in Australia?
Yeah, what's the general
I
population?
don't even know.
You
I'm
don't
very,
know,
I'm very
yeah.
selfish.
Oh.
Just
You're like,
worried
there's
about-
only one I care about.
Yeah, I'm just worried about me.
Because that might be if there's 2,000 comedians in Australia.
You've way overshot that.
You reckon there's more than 2,000?
No, because it's way less than 2,000.
How many do you reckon there?
I reckon there's 400.
It depends.
I reckon
what,
there's 300, 400 in Melbourne.
It depends.
It depends
what
what-
you define.
And also,
Yeah, it
yeah, where
depends
do you,
what
how
level
often do you have to
you
geek to be
classify as.
counted? I
You
guess.
only have ever had to...
People who do
you
it
have to
regularly.
join a Facebook group, an open mic comedy group.
Oh, well, then there's 4,000.
I reckon that's probably not far off the mark of like people who do it regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon it's 400 who do it regularly.
No, I was going to
I
say
was gonna
maybe
say
like
2,000.
Yeah, I like how we've all agreed with me, and then you're like, no, but 400. What I said, we all agree with that, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, 6 could be 4,000. 6 into 4,000. Oh, look, I don't know the stats.
It could be. Who knows? I'll look it up later.
We should be talking
It'll be a
about
cliffhanger.
this. And tune in next week to find out a boring, useless stat.
yeah.
So, interesting fact that you might have gleaned from this. We asked Sam Taunton, what movie do you want to watch? And he
To
said...
be fair, we've been asking him to do it for a while, and he went through a long list of movies, all of which we'd already done.
Well,
That's what I was saying.
No,
So
well, that
many
wasn't
were
my
already
experience.
done.
It was one movie, and then he was like, fuck, you've done everything. I was like,
What
in
movie did
response
I-
to She's All That.
Look, I'm ready to pile on you for this, but I will back you up. Is that I had asked you previously, and you went through a few.
I went
and
through
we'd
a
all
few.
done
Yeah,
it.
we-
Let's
Yeah.
get our text conversation.
I don't give a shit how many you had to go through.
Yeah.
You're lucky to be on here.
But you...
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I was
Thank
reading
you
the
for
text,
gracing me with your shirtless
reading
presence.
the text being like, this handsome fool can't even check out which fucking episodes we've done.
Also, you agreed to this. I suggested you could have said we're not doing it. I've been like, all right, back to the drawing board.
Well,
we
you...
thought
gotta
you'd
do
at
it
least
if you're
watch
like-
it.
Instead, I've seen it 8 years ago.
Yeah, this was Taunton's pitch when I was... Because I brought it to you two.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not sure if that'll fly. But Taunton just wrote, magical jeans? Good for a laugh, I reckon.
Yeah, that's what it is. Are you kidding? There are a pair of jeans that fit everyone of all shapes and sizes.
They don't fit the little cancer girl, and she dies because of that.
OMG, I forgot. 8 years ago, I did forget that bit.
That's why you got to watch the fucking movie.
Let me have a look at the plot. But, okay, these are the big things I remember from the film.
Yeah,
Blake Lively loses her virginity on
Yeah.
a beach.
She does?
Let's do all your stuff now, and then you
Yeah.
get to
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
for the rest of the
yeah. I want to hear what... Yeah, Taunton, tell us everything you remember about the film.
Okay, they're traveling.
Sort of.
Yeah.
The
Not
jeans
all
travel.
of them.
The
Oh, the
jeans
jeans
go
do.
everywhere. They're all best friends.
They're traveling
Yeah.
pants.
Blake Lively
Loses her virginity on the
virginity
beach.
on a beach, but to a guy that she probably shouldn't have. If I'm
Yeah.
honest, he's
Yeah.
a bit of
She
a
regrets it
Yeah,
afterwards.
power
He's,
dynamic.
abs-
Me too.
And he's a-
Absolutely.
He's
That
a
was
pedophile, he
I'm-
reveals at the end as well.
yeah, which is cool.
Which is a theme in the movies
Yeah,
we've
in the
been
last
doing
two movies,
recently.
The
The
cool
sequel-
pedophile.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sequel was all about him being a pedophile.
Yes,
It didn't
yeah.
rate. It didn't do as much at the box office. Anyway, no, there was
Traveling
a sequel.
traveling sister to the traveling pants, whatever it's called, to
It was just called the.
featuring Rolf Harris. It's
Oh.
just
It
yeah,
was just
Blake
called the
Lively fucks Rolf Harris in it.
It was called the
That's
Sisterhood
God.
of the Chasing Pedophile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
fuck
it's
yeah.
Frank William Hamsters presents the
Oh,
Sisterhood of the Traveling
no,
Pants.
Frank's a
Cardinal Pell's
lovely,
a
Frank's
pedophile.
a lovely man.
I've never
Yeah, I
met
know.
Frank.
Anyway, look. So I remember the virginity, and the sequel is in Italy. I know that much.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
that's one fact about the movie, one thing you've read off Wikipedia
Okay.
about the sequel.
The other girl. So there were two girls that I remember. So Blake Lively's character, and then the
Yeah.
girl that played Rory in Gilmore Girls.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's
She's in
in
it.
it as well. Pants fit her as well.
Alexis
Isn't that
Bledel.
crazy?
The
Yeah.
pant fits all
Alexis-
4 of them.
We've established that.
And then the other girl was in Ugly Betty.
Yeah,
that was
America
in the movie.
Ferrera.
Yeah.
And then for the life of me, I cannot remember the fourth.
Amber Tamblyn.
She's like the emo
David
one.
Cross's wife.
Shut up, David. Now, which one dies again?
None of them.
None of them
the
die.
The cancer
I
girl.
saw a different movie.
The cancer
I think.
girl.
A
The
small
little-
child who
Da-
the emo one befriends.
Yeah,
guys.
David Cross's
Oh,
wife.
yeah, yeah,
her
okay.
little friend.
I
dies.
remember that. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm at with the film. What are your thoughts on it?
I hated it.
I don't know.
Oh,
yeah,
come on.
it sucked.
It really sucks, dude.
What bit did you
was-
not
it
like
was
about
so
it?
I mean,
long.
because I was like thinking when he said, I was like, kind of girly, but it's 2019. Maybe we got to embrace that feminine side. It's real fucking girly.
Hey, man,
Got
I
a
like-
girl
I
on
like-
the podcast.
I liked Bridesmaids. I liked
Yeah, me too.
Trainwreck. I like girl movies. That's okay. This was a piece of shit.
Yeah, but this is like a tween girl movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty bad. It's like
It
Saddle
is
Club as a
preteen.
movie.
But something for the boys, a lot of scenes of Blake Lively running.
In
Oh,
the
yeah.
jeans.
It's-
And also,
That's what I
she
remember.
is in phenomenal shape in this movie.
Yeah, I had
Gee
to
whiz.
look up on Wikipedia how old she would have been at the time, because when I first saw her, I was like cartoon George.
Surely they
what
were
is-
all, surely
No, but
they
I
were
think
all
she-
like 25.
No, I
I
think
she was 21.
Well, so
She
here,
was
okay.
21, yeah.
Here's my thing with it on how hot Blake Lively is.
This is a great
All
topic.
the other 3 girls are all like portrayed like they actually look like 17-year-olds, which is rare in a movie
But
like
yeah,
that.
she
They look
doesn't.
so it's like these like
Yeah,
really
she looks out of
frumpy
place.
teenagers hanging out with a 25-year-old looking 6-foot tall supermodel
I
for
think
some reason.
I think she looks
crazy.
17. I just think she looks insanely hot.
I don't know. I think she looks a little older and
but
out
no,
of place.
I couldn't. If
I
I,
think
saw a
she looks
17-year-old, I could actually
well
not.
into-
I don't think I could be attracted to a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
Have
We
you
had a
seen
long
a
talk
se-
about this.
Have
Yeah,
you
yeah,
seen
yeah.
a 17-year-old? They look fucked up.
But they're so young.
look
and I
like
remember-
children.
I remember like when I was 13 and
Yeah.
first
They seem
started
so
getting,
womanly.
Like the other 13-year-olds, I was like, oh my god, the hottest thing.
Yeah.
So it's, but now, like if I saw a 20-year-old even, I'd
Yeah.
be like, ugh.
I saw
Yeah.
my mum.
They look like children.
Absolutely.
My mum works at a girls' college at Sydney Uni, and whenever and she lives there.
He hangs out there
When I
sometimes.
visit there,
Oh,
there's
yeah,
18-year-old
yeah.
girls going around. Before I went, I was making all these just like, oh yeah, mum's working with a bunch of 18-year-olds. As soon as I actually saw what 18-year-olds look like, it's repulsive. They look like children. It's fucked up.
They're far too young.
Far too young.
And
Look, that's what you said after we started accusing you of being a pedophile on the
Yeah.
podcast.
oh, and so she goes on a soccer camp to Mexico. I remember that now.
No, you didn't. You just read it.
No, it's all coming back.
Reading's
to me.
not the same as remembering.
Also, they're from Maryland, where that's Baltimore.
Wire.
Baltimore,
the
yeah.
Wire.
The
That's
Wire.
Yeah.
what a stretch that is to go from like on the other side of town. There's this magical pants with these like all kind of affluent young. Blake Lively was
Yeah.
circa
Yeah.
The Wire.
yeah.
And Omar and Brother Muzona murdering Stringer Bell on the other side as that movie happens.
Dude, that's
Spoilers.
the craziest death scenes of any.
Rules.
What, where the little cancer girl dies in traffic?
yeah, when she gets shot by Stringer Bell. No, when Stringer Bell gets shot,
That's
I
one of
love
my
that scene.
favorite
and he
scenes
doesn't
of
even get-
anything
he's-
ever.
And he goes to, he's like, "Do it, mother." It doesn't even get motherfucker out, and then
Yeah.
they've shot him.
Yeah, that's there's
Cold-blooded,
no dignity
dude.
in that.
Yeah.
I
Not
watched
letting them say
A
motherfucker.
deserving death.
my friend the other day hadn't seen The Departed,
I love
I
The
love The
Departed.
Departed.
and I just got to sit there and watch it with him.
It's
like,
sick, hey?
being like he just was like, "This is the best movie ever."
Yeah.
I got 20 minutes into it and I was so tired I fell asleep.
I see you've never seen the ending.
No.
I only saw it for
haven't
the
seen
first
beyond
time-
like 20 minutes.
I only saw it for the first time 6
What's
months
wrong
ago,
with it?
and I spent the whole time going, "This is the best fucking movie I've ever seen." Like,
Well, I don't think it gets super good till like the last. It all
Yeah.
comes together.
when all
Yeah.
the pieces start falling apart and stuff, like when everything starts getting messy, that's when it gets good.
Yeah.
When, you
But
know-
that
Are you just going to start screaming at you a fucking corp at each
That
other?
bit, yeah. That bit where like they're on the phone to each other, where Affleck and DiCaprio, not Affleck, Damon and DiCaprio
Oh,
are on
man,
the phone to
it's-
each other,
it's
and they're
actually-
like there silently. That's
it's actually the best.
unreal.
Oh yeah, I'd love it. I love the whole thing.
So we're doing The Departed today.
Yeah, we're doing
Yeah.
I
so
would
the two
fucking
movie
love to
I
do
watch
the-
is- let's do what we're into The Departed now.
Yeah. Shipping up to Boston, my god, what a song!
Man, what a
Oh, is
terrible
that the-
band.
That's the
Dropkick Murphys.
Dropkick
Dropkick
Murphys song that's
Murphys.
in
so
The Departed.
bad.
Yeah, no, that's a good song.
Dun, dun. Great song.
You want to keep going? Yeah. Anyway, so
Nah, that's all I remember.
what else do you guys think about the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants?
Well, one thing I
Stop
learned.
interviewing us. It's our show.
One thing I learned.
I've been trying to drive it the whole time.
One
That
thing-
happens a lot, actually.
Oh, really?
One thing
Someone
I
keep you guys fucking under wraps.
One thing I
Yeah.
learned while I
You've
was on
put the
Wikipedia.
microphone into your gut.
he does
He
that
does
thing.
this all the time.
That
yeah.
is.
So I got on my hands.
Yeah.
Anyway.
One thing I learned while on Wikipedia, even after I'd watched the movie, is that it was based on like a series of books, and there I think about 5 of them.
Yeah, my
And
sister read them all.
Yeah.
5. You could get 5 out of that concept of
Yeah,
magical
and
pants.
the fifth.
That's incredible writing.
It's actually about the sisterhood more so than
Well, the
the
fifth book has the most
I think it's more
insane
about-
plot line I think I've ever read.
Which
Hit
one?
me, baby.
Well, one of the girls dies in the last one. So
Shit.
one of the main sisters,
Blake.
it's the emo one.
What?
Tibby or
Tibby,
Tabby
yeah,
or
Tibby.
whatever. Yeah.
Tibby.
So Tibby dies, but through this insane set of circumstances where, like, early in the book, she gets diagnosed with a fatal illness. She gets diagnosed with Huntington's, but then dies like
What's
a
Huntington's?
It's like
It's like a type of cancer,
degenerative
isn't it?
disease. Yeah,
Oh, Devo.
Is it a type of cancer?
I don't know.
Or am I thinking of
I mean-
Hodgkin's?
Yeah,
You're
you're
thinking
thinking
of
of
Hodgkin's
Hodgkin's
lymphoma.
lymphoma.
Yeah, I was watching something. Someone got that today. It was on the news. I don't know who,
Oh,
but someone.
motherfucker. If you were about to say I was watching a movie this morning and someone got that, I would have been like, what did you... If you watched
Imagine-
Departed this morning...
Imagine if I'd watched American
You're-
Pie 2 this morning.
This morning you're watching a documentary about Delta Goodrum.
Oh, yeah. I would love... Is there one of those when she dated Nick Jonas? Does anyone remember that?
I don't know, but
Yeah, I
didn't she
remember
get
that.
Hodgkin's?
She got
lymphoma?
Huntington's, I thought.
Did she? Oh, that's what she
No,
had.
she got non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
That was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
after she kissed someone on Neighbours. Do you remember that? No,
Yeah.
was that her?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
Oh
was...
yeah, the girl thing.
The girl, her and Sky, maybe?
Something like that.
Played
That's
by
when I tuned in.
Stephanie McIntosh, I think, if anyone remembers.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
Just me that follows her. on
Didn't she
Instagram.
date Nick Revolt?
Nick Rewald for a bit, and she had
Yeah.
a single, 2 songs, and a TV show called The Life of Sky.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the single.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was pretty hot.
Well, she's married to like some rich dude now. I follow her on Instagram.
Yeah,
of
so
course
obviously you think she's pretty hot too.
No, I'm just still keen to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Who was she on? Who was she on Neighbours?
Sky.
Sky. She was, and then the rest of her
She
family
started out
died
with
in
like
a
little
plane
blue
crash to
streak through her
Tasmania.
hair because she
Like
was kinda
blonde with
arty.
blue?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I remember her.
Oh yeah. No, and then the rest. I
It's a
think
very
she was.
formative character for you.
Yeah,
I think
dog.
she was a Timmins or something.
Yeah, she was a Timmins.
But then a whole heap of her family died in a plane crash
yeah,
to Tassie.
yeah,
Do you remember that
most of the
storyline?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm big into Neighbours.
Yeah, that
I was.
that era. Of
That
Neighbours
happens
hung
all the
around.
time in those soaps because I used to have to watch Home and Away heaps for my old job, and the amount of times people they would have to devise some huge horrific thing where a bunch of people died so they could clear them out.
Yeah,
and get new
Yeah,
customers.
yeah.
The small suburb in like the small
Erinsborough.
cul-de-sac, Ramsey Street, has been host to more plane crashes.
Yeah, yeah,
than,
yeah.
like,
oh my
a lot of
God.
amnesia. 9 people in that street have gotten amnesia
Well,
for over
that's
20
like
years.
Dr. Carl's wife gets amnesia, so he just gets to go fuck like the hottest women in the
Yeah,
world.
Holly
Wait,
Valance, dude. Dr. Carl, fucking Holly
no,
Valance.
he did fuck
didn't.
Holly Valance,
No,
dude.
I
he-
fucking
no,
telling
but
you
man.
on
He fucked-
Neighbours,
no, he
Carl
fucked-
fucked
no,
whoever
no,
Holly
no,
No, he
Valance was.
didn't.
He
Like,
fucked
there's
Natalie.
no way.
Wasn't there like an
He
emotional
fucked Natalie
cheating
Bassing.
thing?
He fucked Natalie
I'm
Bassing.
looking this up.
From Road
Easy.
Traders.
I've got so when I worked at a golf course.
Holly
in
Valance was
Melbourne-
from Rogue Traders.
No,
No,
that's
Natalie
She had her own
Bassingthwaite,
thing.
yeah.
Natalie Bassingthwaite was Rogue Traders.
Yeah.
Holly
Holly
Valance
Valance-
was
Wait,
her
what
own
was the
thing.
name of Natalie Bassingthwaite's character?
Izzy.
Izzy.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah, of
No,
course
he
we're
is
right.
like he's 100% right. He used to. Alan Fletcher is his name.
I've confused Holly
Dr.
Valance with
Dr.
Natalie
Carl.
Bassingthwaite.
And he used to come into this golf course I worked at in Melbourne, in Vermont South, which is a suburb that they shoot Neighbours in
Oh, right.
Erinsborough. And I've got a photo on me. If you scroll through my Instagram, you can see the photo of me and Dr. Carl Kennedy.
That's pretty sick.
I used to go. I got him to sign something for me once. I'm a big fan. And he cheats on his wife, but he's still a good doctor. You know.
No, but
Yeah.
I had
He's
to.
flawed.
And he also loves his wife.
But he loves her.
Yeah,
But
I-
He loves a bit
did
of a
she
cheat.
break up with him again?
No, because
Oh.
the way it is now is, or at least like 2.5 years ago, was because I had to do that for work sometimes as well. Was the plotline of that episode was he wanted to buy a new bed that was a bit more sturdy because their
Fuck
sex life
yes.
had just picked up.
Yes.
Oh,
dog.
shut up! Is that that's
Legitimately,
such a
that
good
was
thing.
like the
Oh,
plot line.
man,
It
a
was
little
like
too much
him going
playing
in there,
doctors
like,
and nurses.
We got to get in a bed, but it's got to be very very stable, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
that's
man,
great.
Dr. Carl fucks.
I was
Good on
fucked
him,
so
man.
much.
Oh man, Dr. Carl does.
That-
But he was
that
actually
rules.
fucking his wife for a change.
Do you know?
Kinda like when you and
brought up
Yvette
Holly
have sex.
Valance just then. I got a notification just before from Netflix
Yeah.
that said recommended for you Entourage.
Oh.
That's
Is
a-
that on Netflix now?
Well, I think that's a
Because
low
I've
point.
never seen it, and
That's
I really
a low
want
point
it.
in your life when Netflix has a look at what you're watching, and it's like, Entourage. You would probably
I'll
love
start.
You'd probably love
that would upset
Turtle and
me
the
a
Boys.
lot.
I'm furious. It's
Entourage,
so bad.
Ballers.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Suits.
Oh, if I ever get
Yeah.
if I ever get Suits recommended,
I
to me,
love-
that'd be
Suits would be
fun.
the worst to get.
I
recommended.
love the Suits thing because so many cons are like when you're like, yeah, I watch TV, like this, and you're like, or like you read or something, like, yeah, do you watch Suits? And you're like, no, Suits is fucking garbage. And
I've
then
never
they're-
even bothered trying because all the people
It
I know
looks
that
bad.
watch it.
My-
suck.
Yeah, they're idiots.
Yeah.
My ex started watching it a bit, and I'm like, this is boring shit. What are you doing?
I might see. So
And then
can-
she left me. So
That's what I was
clearly
gonna
she's
say.
an idiot.
I reckon that was the first time something was wrong. She was trying to do it to get out.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, she was trying to make it like not me, like not miss her when she left.
Yeah, it's not you.
It's
It's
actually
Suits.
the kindest thing she could ever do. Was
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
Suits.
Counterpoint to your thing, Sam, saying you're ashamed to be recommended Entourage. I've never seen Entourage. Hearing that it
You'd
might be on
like it,
Netflix
I reckon.
Is I'm like, I'm starting to watch Entourage tonight. Like,
Never
the
a
second is I'm
show-
cancelling my gig and I'm going.
Well, Holly Valance has sex in it, which is why I brought it up. And you seem
She
obsessed
has
with
sex
Holly
with
Valance.
E.
Yeah, with E, and he calls her a
He
10.
has sex on
Yeah.
E.
Yeah, he calls her a 10 and then says to some girl, and I fucked her again in the morning or something.
Yeah,
Man,
I
that
love
is
it.
cool.
Maybe I
Back
should
when
rewatch
back
it.
when Entourage first got released, everyone seems to have conveniently forgot that like everyone loved it.
Well, it was
like,
the cool. I remember
I
someone being like,
hated
"You've
it.
got to watch Entourage."
Oh, I hated
I
it.
love
no,
the first
yeah, but
season.
that's like a cool pitchforky thing to say. But like people now have like
I'm a cool
forgot-
pitchforky guy.
Yeah, I
gal.
know, but like people now have like rewrote history that like media publications or like
Oh,
yeah,
totally.
Entourage sucks. But when it first came out, they all loved it. I bet you if you went back to like 20
Is it because almost everyone in it is certainly a sex offender?
very interesting point.
Jeremy Piven was at least.
Yeah,
He's doing
Jeremy Piven
stand up in
was.
clubs at the moment.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I bought a ticket to a Jane's Addiction gig on the back of
Right.
the intro song in Entourage. That's a Jane's Addiction song.
I thought you would have been a Jane's Addiction fan, Torrance.
No, then I learned to love them.
Yeah, I was
Like
never a
any
Jane's.
arranged marriage.
Been caught stealing?
Yeah,
I
that's
never,
it.
I never liked Jane's Addiction, but that's only because I didn't like how I don't like what
Are
it
you
is.
gonna
just
start
texting
talking about-
someone on your phone?
He
No,
does this
I'm
all
looking
the
to see if
time.
Entourage is on Netflix.
It obviously is because it got suggested to me. I just
Damn,
told
you're
you.
right.
Is
Why
it the
would I
mo-
have lied
is it
about
the
that?
movie or the
No,
full
it's just
series?
the fucking movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's the.
It's just the movie.
The movie's a piece of garbage.
I
Which-
have
no,
seen
I
the
was-
movie.
That's why I was doubtful because it's a HBO produced show and HBO doesn't go to Netflix.
Don't look it up
But
on your phone, but I think it
I'm-
might be on Stan.
I
Yeah.
remember. Oh yeah, of course.
But I'd like to watch at least those first 3 seasons when people are like it's real good to see because I reckon it doesn't hold up. I reckon like time
No
will
way.
stand with you and
I
say-
don't think it holds
I always
up.
thought it was
Yeah.
just like it had no substance.
Yeah, but
There
people.
was
I
nothing
think
there.
people at first were just like, yeah, it's like a funny satire that's like lifestyle porn as well. Before it got.
But
too
wasn't-
I think
entourage-y.
guys just
Wasn't
liked
like
it because it was
wasn't
like they're
Adrian
rich and they
Grenier
fuck.
yeah,
like
lifestyle
the-
porn.
And they hang. Yeah.
Do you know what's only anything
wasn't
better
Adrian
than
Grenier like famously like a massive dickhead?
I see where you're going.
he had a massive dick.
Well,
No, he was a massive dickhead, like
Well, I mean,
like a
he
real
was-
asshole in
well,
real
I mean,
life,
he's
and
the
like
original
basically him.
Aquaman, baby.
Yeah, he was the OG. He must hate that now.
Yeah.
The new Aquaman's come out. Because that would have been a fun thing that they missed out on. Instead of making this fucking movie, they made just make Aquaman.
yeah.
and he plays the guy. Like,
Yeah.
that would have been kind of cool.
Especially
Yeah.
now that
That's a little
Aquaman's
kind of
like making
meta.
quite a lot of money, and there are a lot of memes from like obscure people being like, "Oh, Adrian Grenier is my Aquaman." He'd be like scrolling through and being like,
Did you try to get him on the podcast? The new
Adrian
Aquaman?
Grenier?
No, the new Aquaman.
Jason
Oh,
Momoa.
Jason-
Jason
Yeah.
Momoa.
"Yeah, we'll get
Pride
him."
of Gypsies. is
We
his
got him
Instagram
for
handle.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants too, but he keeps asking if he has to watch the movie.
Yeah, it's not needed, as I've proven. The way I've seamlessly been able to talk about it in depth and in detail.
I need to go back to the point that I was trying to make
Oh, yeah.
15 minutes ago.
Okay, get in there.
So, Tibby gets diagnosed with Huntington's disease,
Right,
Which
yeah.
I hate.
So
to
like
hear.
it seems to be setting it up so like the whole thing will be like the sisters slowly learning to come to grips with their friend dying. Nope. A chapter later, Tibby dies in the swimming pool by accident. And then
Oh,
everyone
hang on,
thinks,
she like drowns.
yeah, and
Oh
everyone
my
thinks
God.
she'd killed herself because she knew she was getting like Huntington's.
Oh.
And it's them learning in the end that she didn't, but like coming together anyway. So this, like, a plot point about a fatal disease is not enough. Then she needs to like slip on the,
They
on the
double
ladder
down.
in the pool. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That is crazy. I saw, speaking of deaths, I'm so late to the party, but I saw A Star Is Born.
I haven't
I
seen it yet.
haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
I've
well,
heard this song from it a bunch though.
Does someone die in it? I don't
yeah,
want to
I
know.
mean, instead of watching
want me
movies
to-
you're not supposed to see and trying to force
I've
them
already
onto the
had
pod.
like everything spoiled for me.
It's
from
pretty
that.
good, but it's like there's a death. Yes.
Well, does it get emotional?
I reckon you would cry.
Oh, of course. I almost cried
Because you
watching
like
Sisterhood
love,
of the Traveling
you love
Pants.
your wife and
And,
what-
like,
Why? Because you were like, why do I have to
because
watch
you wanted to
this?
take Blake Lively's virginity.
Yeah,
Is that why you cried?
yeah. I was like, fuck.
It should have been me.
I knew, because I was watching it, being like, what a piece of shit. But when Cancer Girl was like, when Amber Tamblyn was like, basically trying to force the pants onto the Cancer
yeah.
Girl, she was
Put
like,
them on!
I was like, I know this is bad, but like, it is still making me emotional. But I didn't like come close to crying. But I was like, oh, if it was any better, I probably would have.
Yeah, I felt I cry in every movie, and I felt nothing watching
You
this.
need to watch the.
I will sob
I remember
in a good
enjoying
film.
it a
Like,
lot.
I rewatched Toy Story 3 the other night. I've wept.
Oh,
You
Toy
need
Story
to
3 is
watch
great.
it.
No, but everyone cries. I think that's not you being unique and cool. Everyone cries.
You
No,
need
but
to-
like, because that's a good movie.
You need
I
to
But like
watch-
the
this
cinema
this
was openly
movie didn't
bawling my
like.
eyes out when I
I
saw that.
felt no connection.
You need
to
to
them
watch
to cry.
Coco
Is it
by
because
Pixar.
the pants you can't relate to a pants fitting everyone? Is that what
I
you're
can't
struggling
relate to
get
pants
past?
Are you
fitting me.
defending this movie?
Well, what if we had the pants now? We could all wear them.
Yeah?
I just
I
bought a
think
new pair of pants over there. They got a fun stripe on them. Maybe we should all try them on. see
We
if they
should
fit.
try them on. Can we do like some kind of webcam?
Yeah,
size-
let's go live.
That would be funny to try them on and then do it.
What size jeans do you all wear? Maybe we could get most of us into a pair.
I'm 30 or 32.
I'm 30 or 31.
Oh my god, you and
Yeah.
I are the same.
Yeah, different. I think it's a different build.
I don't want to say my one anymore.
I'm probably dangerously close to you. Mama's got some big hips now.
Oh,
Yeah.
what numbers are we talking?
If you're talking
Oh,
like,
you don't have to say it.
No, if you're talking like man size, maybe like 34.
Damn, she thick.
Nah.
34.
But I don't know. I'm just learning all women's sizes.
I
and
got
stuff
caught
now.
out with
like
thick.
a 16 for women's
I'm
sizes.
36.
So 16 relates.
I
to
just bought my
34.
outfit for my big coming out do next week.
Oh,
this morning.
Fuck, is that next
is that
week?
Saturday?
Next
Sick.
week, yeah.
I might be in Melbourne.
Friend, you get off the podcast right now.
Oh, well, that's a real favour. Thank you.
I'm going to go back to Reece Jones thing.
Talking about thick, I was at in a reception area the other day, and there were two ladies talking, and one of them was
the reception area for...
just where I'm doing some writing. I'm working
Oh,
on a
right,
cricket show
okay,
at the moment, and there was a woman. So this woman points at the other receptionist and goes, "You're thick." And I was like trying to be fun and friendly, and I was like, "Oh, do you mean THICC or THICK?" And she was like, "What?" And I'm like, THICC.
How old were they?
And she's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Thick," as in like like Instagram.
Damn, girl,
thick.
you thick.
Yeah. And she was like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, thick, like Kim Kardashian is thick. And she's like, "Are you saying I'm fat?" And I was like, "Oh no, like no, no, like in no way am I saying that. I just mean like it's like
there's
a
no way you
and
can
she's
dig
like,
your way out from
and then
there.
she was like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, I'll show you. And I got my phone. I typed in the hashtag thick on Instagram.
Yeah.
The fattest people I've ever seen in my life. And I showed it to her, and she's like, "You think I'm fat?" And I was like, "Oh no." And then she like,
If you see all the photos, you can't then turn around and be like, yeah, this is you.
no, but I typed it in, and then like I just handed it.
Oh,
to her.
right,
And then
yeah.
she's
Here we
looking
go.
at me, and then hands it back to me. and I
Now,
was just
this
like,
guy's like kind of,
Like-
cavalier attitude on the phone didn't teach you that maybe
Yeah.
you got to check first.
the biggest people I've ever seen in my life. So yeah, that didn't go down too well. But then in the end, she was thick THICK because she was.
So she was just calling her
stupid.
dumb.
Yeah, that's what she was saying, but I agreed in the end because she didn't get my level of humour.
Yeah.
Yeah, your level of humor.
Yeah.
Quoting memes.
You gotta be really,
And calling,
Man, this-
calling a chick fat.
Professional comedians.
you gotta be really clever to
Damn,
get
bitch, you fat.
Damn, you a fat bitch.
Oh my god!
you gotta be really smart to get your stories about
Yeah,
the pigeon in the
imagine-
hotel room.
You just roll
Get
in,
on my level. I'm like Hicks.
You just roll into work at your cricket show, pushing a backdrop that says "Live at the Apollo" and just roast the receptionist.
Oh my god! Oh, that's so. The idea of someone not being smart enough to get my comedy. It's every bit I have is me slipping on a banana peel.
Oh, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, Six, I got a question for you about this movie.
Hit me, brother.
Yeah, what's your
Oh god!
What's your
Did you
take
beat
on
up to this film?
We stopped asking that question.
Oh, is that
Because it
the
all stopped being
final-
things that we'd watched when we were a
yeah,
kid.
yeah.
Is that the final question?
No, that used to be one of the first
Nah,
questions.
yeah,
we
yeah.
When we
asked.
started, we early on we did all the movies that we all beat off to as kids.
Yeah. Hey, Six, who your favorite sister?
Ooh, okay.
You can't say Blake Lively because we've talked. so
No,
much
but you
about
can.
her.
I would never say, but Alexis Bledel is gorgeous.
Now that's Rory.
Yeah.
What's she up to now?
She's in The
I don't know.
Handmaid's Tale.
She
Oh,
is
right.
too. Now do you think there's some themes of sexism in that movie?
Oh,
What? It's a TV show.
I would almost say it's about dismantling the patriarchy.
You seriously like a sat there like a cool
Yeah.
MTV
And I was
journalist
like,
asking that
are you
as
picking
well.
up any misogynist vibes?
Am I being interviewed right now?
I watched it and I was like, "Well, that's not on what they're doing. That's not."
It's not on these handmaids
That
trying to
needs-
rebel. I don't like
needs-
this.
Oh, no,
Wash it back
yeah.
down.
That's what I was
your
upset.
take. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what?
They're
I was
supposed
like,
to do
why
the
are they
dishes.
fighting back? I don't get it.
You watch a full 6 episodes of The Handmaid's Tale. Just turn it on. Is this Nanette? Is this what Nanette is? Yeah, no. My favorite sister.
Yeah.
Like
Deep
in
in your
terms of who
voice.
I want to.
And then who's your favourite sister?
No, who do you
Who's
want?
your- who's your
Who would you
favourite
want to be your sister, and which would you want romantically?
So, like, which one did I enjoy watching the most, and which one do I want to make love to the
Yeah,
most?
yeah.
Get out of those traveling pants. Get into those traveling pants.
Travel into those pants.
Yeah. Blake Lively is obviously the hottest. The rest I've already gone on record as saying they all look like children.
Yeah.
but still answer the question.
No, but
Which
I'm talking
one
about like
romantically?
now.
Romantically now, I don't know what they all look like now.
Like the same, but adults.
All right. Let me just
Yeah, you could just.
let me just
Google
talk
what
it
they look
through.
now.
Actually, Amber Tamblyn still looks very much the same.
What year?
Yeah, yeah.
What year was this film? Oh,
2005, I think.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, a great time in my
Blake
life.
Lively's the hottest, but as always, I identified most with Tibby the emo one.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Who makes documentaries about Dragon's Lair 3D?
Here's
Yeah.
something.
An
Like, people are still playing arcade
game that
games.
was like desperately out of date in 2005.
Here's
I remember
People had
playing like the
PS2s.
original Dragon's Lair in the arcade when I was like 4 in
Didn't
1989.
the PS3 come out in like 06?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
The PS3 was at 06.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm sure Dragon's
I
Lair.
got-
I remember when it was cool to get a PS1, like
Yes.
in primary
It still
school.
is.
Man,
Yeah.
90s kids remember?
PlayStation
I'd
Classic,
probably-
you gotta get it.
Oh, do you have one?
Nah,
it's
meant
very
to be shit.
It's shitty. It's very buggy. Yeah, man. Us 90
Technically,
kids.
you're like it's shit.
Us 90 kids, we get it, dude. PlayStation 1, Cheese TV. We get
Rugrats.
it, man.
Yeah, AIDS.
I
Oh, no, that
remember
was
getting
AIDS.
PlayStation 1.
AIDS.
Fuck
When
me
was
with that
AIDS?
content.
Oh, the
Did you get
atrocities in
AIDS?
like Kosovo and
AIDS was the 80s.
Slobodan Milosevic.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah,
that
yeah.
guy? He was a big player in
Yeah.
the 90s.
Princess
the
Diana
greatest
dying.
name of all time.
Princess
Except for
Slobodan.
Susilo
Yeah.
Bang Bang Udiona.
Slobodan this Norbisic. Yeah, that's good.
Slobodan. Was it Slobodan?
Slobodan.
Slobodan.
Slobodan
Slobodan.
Milosevic.
Slobodan.
No, it's Slobodan.
So it was basically Slobodan.
Yeah.
And what was his
Slobodan,
last name? I just said it.
Milosevic.
Milosevic.
Yeah.
Slobodan.
This knob.
I've got wet lips. What do you
Alex
think of that?
Milinkovic?
Yes. Slobodan Alex Milinkovic.
Here's something. They're all purported in the movie to like have gone through some grief.
Yes.
But the poor Latin girl has by far the worst of any of them. Like, it's so much
she?
worse.
She was
Because of her
very whiny.
upbringing.
But she like
I
she
don't know. Blake Lively's mum killed herself, didn't
Yeah,
she?
yeah.
But you've
No,
got
but
to-
that's not part of the whole pants
And
storyline.
Alexis-
Yeah.
Blake Lively's is basically I got the hots for this guy.
Her storyline's very basic.
Yeah.
Very. It's
They're
just like she
all-
wants to fuck the hot
They're
guy.
mostly basic bitches, I would go. So
Yeah.
far as to
Like
say.
Are you
Tibby's
saying a movie based on a shared love of a pair of jeans is basic?
Look, I don't want to get to Ben Shapiro here, but yes.
Yeah.
but like
I know.
You think Ben Shapiro is calling people
I think-
basic?
I
you
think
think that's what Ben
I think-
Shapiro
I
does?
think-
Shapiro.
I think Ben
It's like a kind of
Yeah.
like a right wing
Yeah.
kind of media figure.
Oh, I'd love him.
Right up your alley, Tom.
But anyway,
Like a Jordan Peterson type
yeah,
character?
yeah.
but like Alexis Bledell's thing is just that like
Greek people don't like other Greek people.
yeah,
Which adds
but-
someone who
but
is
like
almost Greek. I'll relate to that.
but yet
What do you mean
like
almost?
she just gets
Your mum almost fucked a Greek guy?
No, she fucked a Greek dude, and I reckon he's my dad.
Ah.
Seriously?
Also, your
100
dad's not your dad,
Seriously, I reckon.
right?
I did a whole bit
tan
about
well.
this. I did this whole bit about this in my first show, and it was a joke. And then information has come to light recently.
Let's
in my
get into
life.
this.
And I
Yeah.
reckon that it's I'm very.
So you're the
olive-skinned,
milkman,
dark
son.
eyes. Yeah, big time.
If someone was like Taunton's Greek, I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
believe
Well,
it.
you're tanned to shit. You're ripped.
I'm not well. Greek trips.
This-
I'm like I invented democracy.
You're like a Greek
Yeah.
Adonis.
Yeah.
You like
Terrible
anal,
under the stats.
you like
with
anal
money.
sex.
I like anal sex. I've got no money. I'm constantly in debt. And
I don't think Taunton's
He's
that
always
hot.
t-
I think you guys need to calm down.
He's also
What-
turning
what-
up to gigs
what
all
if
the
I take
time,
my
asking everyone to
glasses
taste his moussaka.
and that's Masama.
Moussaka.
Yeah, you're Greek.
I was
Yeah, you're really Greek.
I was about to do a cum joke, but I
Oh,
was about
right,
to say,
yeah, yeah.
that's what I call my cum, but I couldn't even say
You could have said like moussaka my
yeah,
dick or something
Moussaka,
like
my
that.
dick is
Moussaka,
the
my-
obvious
yeah,
one.
yeah.
It's also an Alexi joke, but
Yeah.
that's...
Oh yeah, it was too.
Oh, well, then
And
he had
obviously-
a line.
you can't say
he's
it is.
Greek.
It was.
Yeah.
He's Greek. That's why I get along with him.
And
Extremely
obviously,
Wait, Alexi's Greek?
We talk about the old country.
and obviously your cum's got to be Greek yogurt. Like that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
Look,
true.
you guys have thought about me coming and being Greek a lot, more than I have really.
I did that instead of watching the movie. I've got to confess. I just read about it on Wikipedia and then drew drawings
Greek
of
cum.
Sam being Greek.
Did you see this? This is off topic, but whatever. Did you see the sex tape of this rugby league player?
I heard
No.
about it. Apparently, he
No.
asked him to call me
Big puppy.
Big Puppy.
Big puppy.
Yeah, I love
It's
it.
one of the most insane things. I can't believe it's just floating around. It's like he's like having sex with her, and he's like spitting on her, and like I don't know if he
Degradation's
reckons.
cool, you know. if
But then he
everyone's
like
into it.
leans in and calls her big puppy, and then to
He calls her big puppy.
No, he's like leans in, whispers in her, like yells pretty much in her
Right.
ear, and he's like, "Call me big puppy." You can't see her face, thank
Right.
God. But she,
Thank God.
But she is like, to her credit, she doesn't do it. Like, like if a rugby, if I
I'm not
was-
going to do that.
If I was having sex with a rugby league player and they were like, "Call me daddy," I'd be like, "Whatever you want, you're a criminal."
Yeah, I'll call you my dad's full name.
Absolutely, Tony Taunton. If he's my real dad, that's
What's your real dad's name?
Tony Taunton.
No,
I-
but your actual real dad, your Greek dad.
Oh, Alexei Topolopoulos. Topolopoulos.
Dude.
I think it's particularly funny to find that out after you've just like put this like show poster out that's an ode to an album your dad.
I know, right? And I'm not even doing anything about it in the show.
Well, maybe
I don't
now
bring it
you
up.
need a last minute rewrite.
Yeah, I've got 40 minutes. This is probably boring for you guys, but I've.
But yeah, hey,
I
you
need
know,
another 10 for
that
the
last
show.
10.
Anyway, but what was I talking about?
No,
Oh, the video. You watch
I
it.
have
If
a
you get a
question,
chance,
yeah.
watch it because it's insane.
I have a question about the video. The big puppy thing. I assume the guy doesn't have like a Spanish speaking background. I would assume.
No, he's pretty.
Oh, like Lil Puppy.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like if he's saying
Hey,
like "call me
puppy."
big
Oh,
puppy,"
like
like,
happy.
like,
Oh, yeah, like hey,
Yeah.
puppy. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's weird to like it's weird to do it all.
Yeah, maybe he's like a
but,
Drake
like-
fan.
But yeah, but
that's
Champagne
it.
to
Puppy.
start using Spanish for some reason, that's
Yeah,
odd,
yeah.
right?
I would like to call. You know how people like getting called daddy?
Yeah.
I'd like to be called Pop. You know, like
I want to get call me Nan.
yeah, call me Nan.
Call me Nonna.
I want to get called Champ.
Call me Nonna. That is flawed.
You
me.
want to get called
Yeah,
Sam.
baby.
I wanna
Call
get-
me Ya Ya.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
get Buddy, Champ, Legend.
So you want to have
Big fella.
You want to have
Mate,
sex?
would
You
you
want
ever
to.
wanna-
I've
Yeah.
heard someone do a bit about how someone called them champ during sex.
That's
and it,
pretty
like,
good.
So
really-
basically, what you're saying is you want to have sex with Jacques Barrett. That's what you're saying.
I don't
Get it in there,
it.
Slick.
Yeah.
Good job, big puppy.
Has he got that as a joke?
No, he calls everyone
He
also
slick.
often
likes
calls people Slick and Champ and stuff.
Big cat.
Oh.
It's quite funny. It's actually quite endearing.
I mean,
One
there is
time-
there is someone we could ask to see if he does do that.
Oh yeah.
Hastings.
One time,
Yeah.
and this is not. I think he was doing a gag, but I was talking to Jacques, and he was like, "Oh, have you been?" Because I live in Clovelly, and he goes, "Oh, you've been to those women's baths in Coogee?" And I was like, "You can't go down there, dude. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't.
you're not allowed."
They're like women's." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, cool." But
Called out on the pod.
yeah, throwing him under the bus.
But I was like, I don't know if he meant. I think he
Yeah,
was
obviously, bro.
He's probably doing
a bit. He was definitely doing a bit, but there was for a moment there I was like, is he wanting to get directions or something to know how to get down there?
That's funny.
I'm not going to tell you, man.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
And even if I had been there, I wouldn't tell you because it would be creepy
Yeah.
and embarrassing.
Yeah, it would look bad on you.
Yeah.
Someone said something funny to me in sex the other day.
Oh.
I think I already told you boys.
What was it?
But I was pretty drunk, and it was before the intercourse part of sex.
What's that
I
called?
really
She was
hate
sucking
that you
my
just
dick.
phrased
She
it
was
that
sucking
way.
my dick.
Oh my Kevin!
And she goes,
And you filmed it and sent it to Thomas Hall.
I was quite drunk, so I was like 75% hard.
Oh,
Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
Oh,
I've heard
dear,
And
this
she
is
just
so
goes
boring.
like she sucked my dick, and she stops. She goes, "Can you get like actually hard?" Like,
It's so funny that you got roused on.
No way.
Did you? Had
Yeah.
you
Look, can
taken-
you just actually get harder? I'm not even going to bother.
I had,
okay?
but it
Had you
hadn't kicked
taken?
in
Yeah,
yet.
your little blue friend.
I had.
Or do
but
you take a pill?
if I'm quite drunk
Hastings
or
is
high.
impotent.
How long does
I'm
it
not
take?
in-
you
He has rendered his penis
If you-
useless
No.
by abusing
If you
Viagra.
take one of those pills, how long does it take for you to come?
It doesn't change how long it takes for you to come.
Oh, so what do we?
Makes you harder.
Can we get some time numbers?
If I take like, to come or just
to
to get an
come.
erection,
oh my god,
it has no impact on
To me,
coming.
an erection is just there. I didn't know
No,
it takes a
so
while.
You can
if
get
I'm,
them, yeah.
it's if I'm
Yeah.
on coke or MDMA or if I'm real drunk.
Or when you're completely sober.
Only if it's like if I've done it 20 minutes earlier and I want to do it again now,
Right,
then maybe.
because that's when I think the appeal of
That
Viagra
helps
would
for
come
that as
in.
well. Yeah,
Yeah,
obviously.
because you would want to be fucking all
You-
the time, right?
I just have sex with real hot chicks.
This
that,
is crazy how
get me
you
hard.
you said this was going to happen. We would have a fucking portion of the podcast,
Absolutely.
and we're in it now.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we've
And is
never
it always
really
just-
left
and
it.
it's
It's
always
been
just
39
Hastings.
episodes of Hastings' chemical dependency.
Have you done an episode without Hastings?
no.
No.
Oh,
No.
thank God.
No.
I don't think-
the podcast would fall apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys
I-
would just have a polite conversation.
Yeah.
I my friends and I last night were having this that cliched conversation about like what are the bases.
This is good.
But then we
Third
looked it up.
base anal.
I want to make. I've said this before. I want to make it golf and have 19th hole be anal.
Oh,
You know, like 19th hole is like the bar
as
afterwards.
If there's 18. Yeah,
No,
I
you
know,
go.
The
like,
19th
no,
hole
so
is
you
the
go.
pussy.
You go front 9,
No.
back 9, 19th hole.
Well, yeah, the 19th should be a little treat.
Yeah, so anal.
I think it should be a post-coital cigarette.
Okay.
That's what the 19th
I
should
think
be.
front half is foreplay, back half is sex, 19th hole is anal.
So anyway, I wasn't saying anything or anything.
Yeah, so anyway, back to Rose's terrific point before you hijacked it with whatever that was.
Well, you like golf.
Yeah, you needed to do that.
He's trying to bond with you.
You're looking at me going, I
He's
don't think he's
networking.
going to understand this at all.
Hey,
You know, I was
networking.
already because
What's
I said
some-
to them and you like golf. So.
Oh, thank you. I
networking.
do appreciate that.
After
That's
this,
so nice.
Hastings is going to message Yvette being like, I think I'm closer to getting in with Century.
Oh.
So, and be like, I got to tell you,
not
Century.
even like
yeah,
Century.
yeah, that's
Yeah, I
what
can't.
it
Yeah,
was.
but you're an
I
idiot,
gotta
so
tell
you get it
doesn't
wrong.
work
I
with
don't know.
Century.
Yeah, no, I don't know anyone at Century.
That's all right.
Yeah, but we looked it up, and it said the second base was like heavy petting or whatever.
Yes.
Or like,
Heavy
but it
petting.
described a hand job as manual sex.
Wait, what is this in, sorry?
The
You know, like the
bases.
bases. It was just like I just found it like because we googled it. We're like, I know there's like
Hand job
lots
is
of
not
arguments.
second base.
Hand job's third base.
Absolutely.
Maybe that was it.
No,
but I was just so.
jobs third base.
I think
No, it said manual or oral sex. So it described a hand job as manual
Yeah.
sex.
I think anything
which I
inside
the
really
underwear.
thought was very funny.
Like an order,
like, come on, love it,
that's
stuck
like-
in third.
Yeah. Or if you're
Stop riding the clutch.
if you're labouring, you just have
Yeah,
to come
yeah,
and
yeah.
jerk someone off. It is actual like
Yeah.
bread and butter.
Someone just
stuff.
standing there going, "Oh, we're going to take this baby
Yeah.
into
I
fifth."
used to have a theory that like a hand job was the best thing in sex.
It's the worst.
It makes you come the quickest, I think.
Absolutely not.
No.
It's terrible.
no, I'm listening.
A
to
hand
what
job
you've
is
got
not
to
good
say
by
here.
anybody but yourself.
I don't think it's the best, but I think it makes you come
I
the
think
quickest.
it's exciting because it's sometimes some of the first
Yeah.
physical interaction.
I
Yeah.
feel like if you're going to do it though, you've both got to be standing up and just side on to like really
Yeah,
get a bit
yeah.
of like bit of
standing
purchase on it.
up,
I
not
don't-
looking each other in the
looking
eye,
at the both looking at the wall.
staring out the window.
Or
going,
you could be
"Kids have
you could be
storm
looking in a
coming
full
along."
length mirror.
I got a
together.
hand job the other day. It was pretty good.
From who?
I'm not telling you.
Yourself.
No, it was an
Were
old
they
friend. She actually listens to the pod. It was an old Northern Beaches friend.
He's got to come across a Polynesian polyamorous person.
Yeah,
in
have
his
you
time.
ever come across anyone?
Polynesian polyamorous people.
Yeah.
I don't think so, but I'm sure they're out there.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think on average, and this is not to like group people in too much, but I think on average, more Polynesian people would be like pretty strictly religious.
Absolutely. And
So
do you
I think
it's
like that'd probably mean as compared to the general population, there'll probably be less polyamory.
yeah, and do you-
Unless there's like Mormons.
and can I ask another question about being poly?
I'm not poly, but yeah.
Are you not?
I'm open. It's different.
Oh,
What's the difference?
What's the difference?
I don't date other people.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
so
they
poly
like
you can-
polyamorous have
But it's like multiple
they've got like a
relationships.
whole bunch of relationships, but he just fucks other people.
Oh my god, that would be. Which is, I guess, being open would be much better than.
I talked to
I mean,
somebody
from
who
my perspective, I don't know about you.
I talked to
And for a
somebody who
poly
was-
person, being poly would be better.
I talked to someone who was polyamorous once about it though, and
Cool,
like
Brad.
the way they described it was so unromantic. It was just like it's just all about time management.
It really is though.
Oh yeah, well, like it's exhausting even just trying to catch up with one.
we have
person.
Yeah,
we have a
I couldn't
calendar at
do it.
home that me and Yvette share so that we know where the other person is and who we're seeing and that sort
Really,
of stuff.
and
Yeah.
have you ever?
You got a calendar up there that's like tonight, fucking so and so.
I just write date and then their name.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so you have to tell each other the name.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that is.
We
just-
know a lot of the people. Like it's not like at the moment Yvette's fucking
He's
one of.
he's fucked her bridesmaids.
Yeah, I fucked one of her bridesmaids.
I
like-
have to. The podcast. Can we end the podcast? It is actually.
I mean, it's
ridiculous.
also really fucking hot. This is like
Yeah.
Bikram
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
podcast.
There will be
Oh
like.
yeah, but no.
We're
but
pretty much at the end anyway, so like continue your.
There'll be
discussion
like 4 or
point.
5 people I've had sex with at the wedding, and there'll be like 3 or 4 people she's had sex with at the wedding.
oh my. Oh. Do you know what though? These pants in the movie, poly pants,
That's true.
because they spread around a friendship.
And they
group.
love all of them equally.
And
it's all
yeah.
shared. It's
And
all, you know.
I the only sorry to bring back to the movie, but
no, please.
where did she find the pants?
And like an op shop
the
at the
store.
start.
Yeah, it looked like an op shop, but we couldn't figure it out last night.
Yeah,
I think it's an op shop.
I want to talk
Yeah.
about the movie real quick.
Absolutely.
Hang on, I didn't finish my point.
Oh,
Oh
earlier.
yeah. You finished that.
Because so old mate, her problem is that she wants to fuck this guy, but she's not allowed.
Yeah.
The second one is she wants to fuck this guy, but she's not allowed, and also she does it in this absolutely beautiful setting in Greece.
Yes.
The other one is just this nice girl follows me around, and then the other one is like, hey, your dad neglects you, and there's racial tension. Like, it's so much worse.
I'm not going to lie to you.
It's like something that no parents could ever fix.
she
no matter
cops
how
the
magical they
Well,
are.
that's what happens because she ends up running home.
That is a weird thing that I forgot about. Yeah, that it's like it's shittier for her.
It's way
That is a
shittier.
weird racial dynamic. Like the white people are just living, having fun.
I have two
Their
things.
biggest problem is like a bit of heartache.
Yeah.
I have two things on that.
And she's got a fucking stepmom being like, whoa, I don't know if the Puerto Rican can fit into this dress.
Yeah, she's actually thick with 2 C's.
She is, double C. Absolutely double C.
But yeah, so like one, like I absolutely identified with the story of the child having the dad who likes his new family more. That's this one. Like, ooh.
Is that when you started crying at that
Yeah,
point?
a little bit. Yeah, I got a little emotional there.
Like, daddy? Big
Yeah.
puppy?
Man, but also with that is like, there is absolutely this racial element, but there also seems to be this almost like, I think there's supposed to be like a Catholic v Protestant subtext to it.
Shut up. As if
For
there
sure.
is.
So
No,
they-
it's just that they're wasps.
No, but I think that's why I think it's like all subtextual, right? Because at the start they make it real clear that she's like the religious one of the group, where she does the sign of the cross, and there's the whole thing where like her and her Puerto Rican mother were religious, their white like Protestant father wasn't, and then there's that thing where when they're all blonde and waspy, which literally like. It usually is like Protestants, like it's an Anglo-Saxon thing. It's like a Church of England thing. Then like when they pray at the start, they like noticeably don't do the sign of the cross. They do it like the Protestant way where they just start. And I think it's like this weird, like not necessarily like religiously conflicted, but like definitely like they've added this religious subtext to the ethnic conflict that's on the surface. Yeah.
Well, that was boring.
I've got to admit, I didn't listen to a single word.
Yeah.
you
I
said.
actually
I was
tuned
looking
in.
at the fan being like, is that getting over here?
I started thinking about the lawn bowls I was playing just before I came.
You guys suck.
I'm surprised that we've made it an hour and 5 minutes in, and you just did like a 2-minute speech about that subplot and have not mentioned that guy was in the West Wing.
I was about to bring that up next.
and also the end of it, you didn't go, and I fucked her.
No, so he's my favorite. He's my favorite character in The West Wing. He's Bradley Whitford. He's one of my all-time favorite actors.
I haven't seen The West Wing. I apologise.
It's great. He's
He-
the bad
I
guy.
mean, told by a lot of people to
He's
see.
in Billy Madison.
He's
though.
the bad guy from Billy Madison.
He's in Cabin in the Woods.
He used to be married to the mum from Malcolm in the Middle.
That's true.
Really?
Yep.
What's her name?
Patricia
Jane
Heaton.
remember.
Jane
No, wait.
Kaczmarek.
He's in Brooklyn
No,
Nine-Nine.
wasn't it Patricia
Wait,
Heaton
who
from
is he in Brooklyn
Everybody
Nine-Nine?
Loves
He's
Raymond?
Jake's
No.
dad in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I swear to God, he was married to
Oh.
Patricia Heaton from Everybody Loves
No,
Raymond.
he
What's
was
his
No.
married
name
to
again?
Jane
I can't
Kaczmarek.
even.
Who was she
Bradley-
married to then?
Hold on, we're all talking at once.
What's his name?
Bradley Whitford.
Whitford.
Yeah,
Sorry.
her name's Jane Kaczmarek.
And yeah, I was on the couch.
If he was married to Patricia
He's
Heaton,
a
you all have
great
to beat me
actor.
off.
He's a great actor.
he's a great actor.
Yeah.
Can you confirm whether one of his spouses was Patricia Heaton?
No, it was Jane Kaczmarek.
Okay, hang on 1 second. Nerds. Jane Cax.
Cunt, that's what we're...
Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
Yeah, that one.
Oh,
Jane,
yeah.
What's
So-
her name? Jane
Jane
Cax.
Kaczmarek.
There was no
Kaczmarek.
argument. You just didn't believe it.
No,
I
just didn't
I got
believe it.
asked to do it.
I got asked to confirm.
All
All right,
right.
well now I
I
got to
will
beat
kill,
you
I
all
will
up, I guess.
kill you.
All right.
Cunt.
I like that in the end of the subplot about what's her face, Blake Lively, that the guy, like, it seems like it's going to be like a sweet moment where he's like, oh, I was looking for you, and then he was like, look, I don't think that like what we did was like the right thing then. And you're like, he's kind of like admitting that the power dynamics are fucked up, but then he's like, but come find me when you're a little older.
Yeah.
he named a specific age.
Yeah,
she said
20.
20.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, dog. And then
Fuck
ran
yeah.
home.
That's such a weird thing where it's like all of a sudden it just does become okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's like that's
Yeah,
grooming.
it's called growth.
Yeah,
But
it
that's
is grooming.
grooming.
That
Yeah.
is grooming. He's definitely groomed her.
Yeah. Did you? Or,
It's beyond grooming if you actually fuck
Just
them.
say, come
Like,
find me when the authorities won't come and
Yeah.
knocking.
Yeah, having sex with someone isn't a part of the process of grooming. It's the end result. Like, he got to fuck her.
yeah.
But did they fuck or did
I've
they just
never
make
been
out a lot?
groomed.
No, they fucked.
No, they fucked. They make it
Alright.
explicit that they fucked.
Right.
Very explicit.
Okay. Well, can I say you guys are welcome for that suggestion?
So, I'm not done with Bradley Whitford.
I think we've squeezed a good episode out
So-
of
I
this.
hate you.
I should rewatch it now.
Yeah.
And then
Come back.
come back and then we'll probably
Do another
it.
movie that
Come
you
back.
won't
Maybe
watch.
that's why
Come
this
back
has
and we'll
been
do
okay.
American Pie too, but
Or
you
you
can only
guys-
comment on that movie.
Maybe that's why this has gone okay, is because you've come in here with relatively good spirits to buoy us up. I feel like, why do we have to watch that fucking movie?
Yeah, normally your guests would be really down, wouldn't they?
Well,
Sometimes.
when we do good movies,
Yeah.
people are pretty happy.
They usually suggest movies that they like or are fun, as
Yeah.
opposed to you.
Alex J
saying,
picked basketball. We had a
Magical.
great time. We all
as
loved
opposed
it.
to your magical genes could be funny.
I'm sorry because I'm trying to do something different. You guys are doing your set-up punchline stuff. I'm taking a chance. You know?
You Melbourne piece
yeah.
of shit.
See, this podcast isn't as punchy. It's a long story.
And it's all come together in hasty soliloquy at the end.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, so with the Bradley Cooper thing, I just want to say one last
Bradley
thing. on
Cooper?
it. Bradley Pitt. Sorry, Bradley
He was in
Whitford
A Star
thing.
Is Born.
Bradley Pitt.
Bradley Pitt Cooper. With
Bradley
the
Pitt.
Favorite actor.
Bradley Whitford. I was on the couch this morning. I was watching. I was like, "This fucking sucks. I'm gonna hate this. Whatever. I'm hating it." As soon as Bradley Whitford comes on screen, I'm like, "Oh!" Suddenly, I'm engaged. I'm sitting up and watching it. Then when I found out it's one of my favorite actors from one of my favorite t-shirts. Whatever. I've had one.
Hastings has had one
He
beer.
hasn't even had one beer. He's got his
Yeah, my favorite actor from a t-shirt. That's too
Getting all excited, Bradley. And then I found out that it's about one of my favorite actors from one of my favorite TV shows playing a neglectful father. Oh boy, that 1/4 of the movie that's about that character, best movie I've ever seen. Connected with it immeasurably. I loved it.
I'm glad something's worked out for someone.
Yeah. That'll pretty much do it for us. Sam, thanks for coming
Hey, look,
along,
guys.
man.
Do you
Do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Oh fuck, I gotta go to tutor.
Yeah, let's do
We're
it.
not on until the second half.
Oh, sick. Good. Thank you for checking.
Adelaide Fringe, come
Name
What's
the
title of your
dates.
show?
straight from the shoulder. It's my dad's 1988
Alright.
country music album.
Oh, cool.
I'm going to be in Adelaide one of the
9:30
weekends.
in the garden.
You're there, by the way, if you want to get a beer or something.
Dude, I would love to think of an excuse to get out of that. But, no, of course. Where
I'll
are
see you.
staying?
I'll see you at Rhino. I'm staying in the suburbs with a friend.
Oh, cool. Yeah. What
Yeah.
dates from? What are you there?
I'm there from the 20th to the 24th. I'm
Oh,
just
yeah,
there
cool. I'm
visiting.
there.
I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
even
yeah.
doing a show.
I'm there for like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah. No, I looked up who was on and the dates I was there. And I was like,
Yes,
oh, Taunton will be there. I'll
let's
come.
drink.
I might
Look,
even come see your show.
I don't even think I've got many friends there that time. I don't
Yeah.
know who's there.
That's why I look. Usually, people are pretty desperate for a hang in Adelaide. I've
Oh, yeah,
noticed.
big time.
That's where I come out to play. I curse Hastings is free.
Can I think this will come out like 3 days before. On the 30th of January, I'm hosting Comedy-ish at Giant Dwarf.
Oh,
Come
to that.
I did it last week, and it was good.
Yeah, some friends of mine went and enjoyed your set.
Did they see me?
Yes.
What bits did they like?
They weren't
They
specific.
didn't go
They
into
hear
that
my-
much detail about
Did they
your
like,
set.
did they
to
like my
Rose.
new opener?
I don't know. They said he was good.
What kind of conversations do you think people are having when you're not around?
I think they're going joke by joke.
yeah.
All right.
To be
anything
fair,
else,
I would ask the same question.
anything
Yeah.
else you want to plug, Rose?
Sorry?
Anything else you want to plug? Geddes?
No, this Papa Geddes will have been on after.
All right. Maybe just every third Tuesday.
Yeah.
The third Tuesday of every month, yes.
I believe the February lineup has a certain
Can I
Jamie
plug
Kirk on it.
Cactus Juice as well? I just think it's about to really pop off. I think it's about to really go well.
You know, Steph's not going to be as kind to you as I was. You can't just do that thing where you're like, oh, I know the sign-ups between 12 and 2, but it's 4:45. Can I get on?
I was talking to Tom Cashman about this today, and we reckon it'll be the same.
I don't think.
But you're going to
Bensley
do that
loves
like,
me.
yeah, you're going to talk to Bensley like you're going to dad.
I said, I said,
Bensley will be my port of
I
call.
said to
Yeah.
Steph that Cashman could do it.
No.
Yeah.
Have you actually outlined who can do it and who can't
I
do
said
it?
if Cashman does that, you should try and direct him because he knows how to sign up, but he can do it.
And then what did I come up?
You did not.
Unbelievable. So I'm just
Just sign up. You have 2 hours.
I forget. I do a lot on a Monday.
Put an
For
alarm.
example, I'm
in.
going on a bushwalk tomorrow.
Put an alarm in.
Sounds delightful. Where are you going?
The national park down near your neck of the woods.
Oh, very nice.
Or I think what it would be, you could also, if you know you're not going to be available, message before the midday opening. What about that? So that way they're not squeezing
Yeah,
you
that's
on
much
to-
easier for me to plan.
than putting you in a lineup that's already created.
That is one thing that
Ooh.
annoys me about saying
This happens at the
Tom
end of
Cashman.
every episode where we start having this logistical chat that we could definitely have
Yeah.
off pod.
I think it's great.
Yeah, well,
content.
let's go. You're coming to Everly straight away, right?
Yeah. Well,
Let's just
when's
go-
the show start?
Like in an hour and a half. Let's go get some beers.
Yeah, I'm so in for that.
Yeah.
Come
let's
to
do that.
tutor.
Nah, God, why would you bother
Fuck
with that?
no, dude.
All right.
Alright, yeah, come to
Oh, yeah,
Powerbomb.
you have to say this thing. We all say to the next ep.
Yeah,
We-
yeah.
We
Okay.
forget to warn people at the start.
Yeah.
And then we always say it, and then we look
We'll
at the
start.
guests,
What
and
is
they
it?
just
What
sit
is
there
it?
like,
It's based on To the Next Step from American Pie, where they all raise their beers and say to the next step.
It's an iconic
It's
scene of the
actually-
genre.
yeah.
They've all
The
lost
next
their
step.
virginity, so
We're
the
not
next
up to
step,
it yet,
anal.
Tom.
Oh, I just did it.
But it's,
You'll know when it's
Okay,
time.
all right, I'm nervous.
all right. To the next step.
We're
To
not
the-
there yet. We
What?
gotta,
Yeah, we are.
We're
What?
plugging shit. You didn't finish plugging Powerbomb.
Oh, yeah, it's on every Friday.
Every
All right.
Friday,
Come
great.
see me do gigs too.
Great lineups.
I'm hosting Cactus Juice next week.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Go to that. I love Cactus
I'm hosting
Juice.
the Lounge on the 11th, Comedy
love
Legend, the thing.
Cactus
I'm
Juice.
hosting Powerbomb on the 1st of February as well, if you want to come to that.
Oh, I love you. Oh, you're... That was not meant to be a bit in any way. I was trying to be sincere.
No, it wasn't meant to a bit. You were just sincerely yawning at thinking about him
I was trying
doing
to be sincere and I started yawning. I'm so sorry, Hastings. I will be there 100%.
Thank you, Tom.
Because I'm booked that night. Otherwise, I would not be there.
No, I don't think I'm booked ever anymore. I'm
Yeah.
banned.
All right.
For being too funny. Anyway,
To the next step.
To the next step.
to the next step.
Remember when we spoke about Neighbours heaps? That was a weird little tangent we went on.
Yeah.
I feel like your ending parts are getting worse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting worse at this, aren't I?
Or if you're gagged that you don't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.